Hey guys, welcome back. So I'm actually making a request today. This is a double hazy Idaho7 IPA. Idaho7 is supposed to be very tangerine-y with a hint of like Earl Grey herbalness, whatever. So yeah, this is like more grain than I think the Fest beer was, so I'm hoping that we don't max out our kettle, but I put it in a couple calculators and it says it's not supposed to. I don't know if I trust that science. So we're gonna brew 10-gallon batch. It's gonna do super quick, 45-minute mash, pretty standard recipe. The only thing that I'm going to do a little differently than most is my IBUs are 21. And the reason I'm doing that is because every time I hit a reasonable IBU number, like 60 or whatever for my Neipas, it's so bitter that I can't drink it. So I did a lot of research yesterday, and a lot of people say, don't even bother with your IBUs. So especially once you're dry hopping and doing whirlpool, etc., it just kind of gets really murky. Like IBU is great for a lager, but for a Neipa with a heavy dry hop, it is a bit more difficult. So, quick recipe rundown. We're gonna use 23 pounds of two-row, which is 10.5 kilograms, 2 pounds of flaked barley, which is 907 grams, 2 pounds of flaked wheat, which is 907 grams, and 1 pound of honey malt, which is 454 grams. We're gonna do only Idaho7 in this. So we're gonna do 2 ounces or 56 grams at the 10-minute mark. And we're gonna do a hop stand or whirlpool at around 176. Yeah, why not? And that's going to be 2 ounces at or 56 grams. And our dry hop is going to basically be the same amount of kettle hops. So we're going to do 4 ounces or 130 grams. I'm going to just dry hop it right out of the gate. I've got my Escarpment Labs Foggy London Ale. Just, want to try something new out. I've tried a few Neipa yeasts, and I had this one on hand, so may as well try a 4th one, whatever. I'm going to do this under pressure, but at like 75 degrees. Yeah, I actually ordered myself a new spunding valve, so I'll show you guys that once I get it, but I just ordered it yesterday. We'll get into spundit valves in another video. And I think that's about it. We're gonna fill the kettle with 13.1 gallons or 58 liters and get it going. Oh, I'm also going to add some calcium chloride, 8 grams of calcium chloride. Just, it's a Neipa. You got to add calcium chloride. All right. So I'm going to just turn this on and measure my calcium chloride. This is my water line that's actually in the garage, and this is all food safe hose, so like don't give me shit about it. And it's cold water, so we're going to start from like 65 degrees. I'm setting my heat to, oh shit, I gotta turn this off. Oh my gosh, I hit it like right on it. That hose fills fast. Everything's fast in my life now. I don't have any time to think anymore. All right, anyway, I'm gonna set this to 155, throw in my screen. All right, so while this heats up, I'm going to mill all my grain. There's a lot of it. Alrighty, so for the grain bill, we need 23 pounds of two-row, which is 10.5 kilograms, 2 pounds of flaked barley, which is 907 grams, flaked wheat, 2 pounds, 907 grams, and 1 pound of honey malt, which is 454 grams. We are not going to mill the flaked additions because they're already gelatinized and it'll just gum up the works. So we're just going to do the two-row and the honey malt in here and then mill it. This is gonna take forever. Close. That's 19.7. My mill is at the finest setting. All right, we are at our strike temp. One thing I forgot to do was to measure the flaked edition, so I'm gonna do that now. All right, this is exactly 2 pounds. So the reason we add flaked editions is to give it some of that haze and like super creamy mouthfeel and get it everywhere. We're gonna put this in last so it doesn't clog our screen. I truly don't know what I did with my fest beer because this is like supposed to be the same amount of grain that I put in. And that one was completely full. I think maybe I added more water? I don't know. The past is in the past. I'm gonna turn down my heat to 152, which is 67 degrees Celsius. And there's our oatmeal. It's not actually oatmeal. You could probably eat it like cereal though. Probably not much different. All right, I'm gonna set a timer for 45 minutes, let this guy be oatmeal, and then we can get on with the brew. All right, it's been 45 minutes. So this block and tackle will basically decrease the amount of weight I need to lift by 4. So it looks like we have about 10.25 gallons just hanging out. Oh, I need my pipettes. So I'm gonna let this sit. We might need to add some water, in which case I'll just throw it over the grain to get all the sugars out. So our pre-boil gravity was supposed to, or our pre-boil volume was 11 gallons, or 42 liters. So I don't know, we might get it out of here. There's a lot of liquid left in here. So I'm just gonna let that sit. I'm gonna turn my heat up to boil. Once this is pretty drained out, I'm gonna take my pre-boil gravity reading. So we ended up with about 12 gallons, just under 12 gallons. We were aiming for like right at 11 gallons, so this is good. Let's just check our gravity. It's like literally boiling already. So our only boil hop addition is at the 10-minute mark. So I'm gonna let this boil for, I'm only gonna do like a 45-minute boil. And so we're gonna basically let this go for 35 minutes, throw in our hops, throw in more flock tablet, hook up all our hoses and stuff. And when we're chilling, we're gonna do our next hop addition when it's around 180 degrees. 174 is what they like put in the system, which is 80 degrees Celsius. So yeah, pretty quick brew day today. 45-minute mash, 45-minute boil. And this thing's so fast that it makes everything a breeze. I don't know what it is about, it's, you know, it's probably just the beers I've been making. but every time I make a beer in this kettle, it just looks right before the boil, what becomes a hot break is just like so creamy. It looks like a latte right now. My last one looked like marshmallows. I'm super into them. Oh yeah, I forgot. We were doing something. All right, so our pre-boil gravity is 15.3 Brix. We are going for 1.074. So that means our gravity is 1.065, so we are off, but we do have about an extra gallon. So we can throw that in another calculator. I need a pen to write down all these numbers. Current gravity 1.065. Wanted gravity 1.074. Current volume 12. We'll need to boil off about 1.46 gallons, which we're gonna do. Our original gravity is supposed to be 1.078. So it says we need to boil off 2 gallons. So if we boil off 2 gallons, we're at 12 gallons. That gives us 10 gallons. I don't know if we'll actually boil off that much, but this was supposed to be a 7.9% beer. I truly do not give a crap if it is less than that. That is like man, I was drinking Le Fin du Monde because I was remaking my starter. And that is a 9% beer, and I can have approximately 2 of them before I am drunk. So 7.9, 7.5, who cares? All right, we're officially like boiling. I'm gonna set a timer for 35 minutes, meet you guys back here, and we can do our first hop addition. Okay, so we are ready for our first hop addition. Throw in the screen. All right, I'm gonna measure out 2 ounces of Idaho7, which is 56 grams. All right, that's going right in. I'm gonna go ahead and measure out my next one, which is also 2 ounces, and this is going in at around 174 or 80 degrees Celsius. It's also 2 ounces or 56 grams. If I didn't already say that, I think I did though. All right, and then we're gonna do 4 ounces in the dry hop. But until then, let's connect all the stuff. So much stuff. All right, connecting the kettle to the pump that is very far down there. So just imagine you can see it, I guess. And the pump to the chiller. It's hard to do this when everything's underneath. I'm gonna throw some sanitizer in here just to make sure. It's been a little over a week since I brewed, so coming out clear, that's a good sign. I changed the way I clean this. So now when I'm cleaning, I run PBW or sodium percarbonate, whichever you prefer. I basically heat it in this system and run it through all my chiller, my pump, and everything, and it's kind of like a clean in place system. It's really easy. Big fan of that one. We're gonna recirculate. Oh, everything's in the way. Okay. All right, we're gonna do this properly and like put our stuff away. No chilling system is complete without a clamp to hold it down. And coffee in the way. That's the nice thing about this new system. It's so fast that by the time I'm done brewing, I will not be done with my first cup of coffee. Alrighty, water in. Now I gotta find my water out hose. Alrighty, water out. This is not the best hose for this because it's very shitty. It's just a shitty hose. But it's the only one I have that's available. So we're gonna make do. I'm tying these together because I don't trust that they will not kink, and that usually helps. So we're a little less than 11 gallons, it looks like, still. Our boil is like over. How does it take me that long to put everything together? Well, I'm just gonna start chilling it, and then once this thermometer hits 180, I'm gonna stop chilling it, and then we're going to do our next hop addition. All right, I'm turning off my heat and opening up my valves. Now that everything's in the lines, it's like we're right at 10. So we're probably gonna end up with a little less than, actually probably right at 10, because most of this will just end up in the, all right, we're approaching 180 fast. I'm just gonna cut it right at 180, and it'll probably end up being at 174 or 80 degrees Celsius. All right, pumps off. Those are in. I'm gonna set a timer for 10 minutes, let those puppies sit. I'm whirlpooling it myself because I didn't feel like attaching anything weird to do that with. All right, I'm turning back on the pump. It got down to 164, so about 10 degrees lower than our chill temp, or our whirlpool tilt, whatever. I don't know what it is. Anyway, so you guys when it's chilled, we're gonna put it in the brew bill and pressure ferment it at 75 degrees, because why not? I really hate an IPA that's got like phenols in it. Okay, while we're waiting for this to chill down, it's at like 90 degrees. We're gonna measure out the rest of our hops, throw them in a hop bag and throw them in the kettle. Why not? And we're doing 4 ounces or 113 grams of Idaho7. We'll see what happens with this. All right, I'm just gonna put it in the top because I don't wanna take off this lid. This has already been sanitized and super cleaned and whatnot. All right, so it's just going right in. This thing's been sitting outside and it smells warm. All right, this is at 84. I'm just gonna go ahead and transfer it. I'm gonna transfer it through the small hole though. Okay, wow, that fits perfect. All right, so some of you have been commenting on how I don't aerate the wort. It's falling from the top to the bottom through air and splashing. I don't know why that's not enough. You know, you guys just swirl it or whatever after, but this is on wheels. You know, I can shake it around every time I move it, so. It does get aerated. And usually my yeast is a little too active, so I don't see the problem. Anyway, I'm gonna take an original gravity reading. So our gravity is 17 bricks, and that's 1.072. I believe we were supposed to hit 1.078. Yeah, but oh well. So it looks like my efficiency is 69%. Not my best. Oh well. But it looks like we're gonna get a 7.2% beer. Cool. Okay, there's one thing I'm gonna do that's a little different. I'm gonna add some firm cap. So, well, and my yeast. There's a couple different versions of these. It's just to prevent like a lot of krausen. It just prevents foam. This one's Foam Axe. Firm Cap's another brand. And you put in 1 to 2 drops per gallon. I can never get this thing open. God, it's like child-proof. I'm a child. What the fuck? Alrighty, there we go. I'm just going to do that and call it good. And we have to add our yeast. I'm gonna use a funnel because I don't trust myself. And this is Escarpment Labs Foggy London. It's just a 1200 milliliter starter. Let's see if I can manage to get all this yeast in here without the stir bar. Oh my gosh, success! Look at that, it's never happened before. I'm not gonna pre-pressurize this at all. I am gonna set my temperature to 75 or 29 degrees Celsius and ferment under pressure. All right, that's it. That's the first Neipa I have made in at least a year. Hopefully it turns out better than my other ones. I don't love the other ones. Well, thanks for watching, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. So a quick update on this beer. I actually didn't close the lid all the way, so it technically didn't ferment under pressure for the first like 3 days. Then it did. There is a bit of fermentation heat character to the beer itself, but stay tuned for the review because I'm gonna see if I can fix it. I want to thank my 2 newest patrons, Brian Leckie and John Underfirth. Thank you so much for your support.